Planning for retirement can be exciting, but also a little bit stressful. Retirement's full of opportunity, but it's also full of risks. Planning ahead for these risks can make a retirement plan more stable, secure, and successful. Let's take a look at the 6 retirement risks that you want to plan for. Now, the first risk in retirement is investment risk. This is the common risk people think about when they think about risks in retirement. Investment risk is, for example, the risk of a $1 million portfolio dropping to $700,000 or less. This type of drop in value should be expected. Over a 30 to 40 year retirement period, we have to expect our portfolio is going to drop like this at least 3 to 5 times. The economy, portfolio values, it moves in cycles. So we have to expect that every 5 to 10 years, we're going to experience a correction, a recession, or a depression in retirement. So being comfortable with this sort of drop in portfolio values is very, very important. Now, one thing that we want to look at is, of course, risk tolerance and asset allocation. So having the right asset allocation, having the right risk tolerance will mean that we're comfortable when these sort of drops happen. The other thing we can look at is delaying CPP and OAS benefits. So by delaying the Canada Pension Plan, by delaying old age security, these pension benefits get larger in the future. Now, the other thing we can look at is annuitizing part of the portfolio. So by purchasing an annuity, we can reduce investment risk. Now, the second risk in retirement is inflation rate risk. Inflation rate risk is the risk of a period of higher inflation pushing up our spending and increasing the draw on the investment portfolio. This type of risk is a little bit less common than investment risk, but it's still a big risk in retirement. Even a period of slightly above average inflation can have a big impact on spending over time. Now, there are a couple of different ways that we can reduce inflation rate risk, and one important one is we don't want to be too conservative in retirement. Fixed income investments like bonds and GICs perform not quite as well during periods of higher inflation. So we want to make sure that we're not too conservative. We want to make sure we don't have too much of the portfolio invested in fixed income like GICs and bonds. Now, the other thing we can do is we can delay CPP and old age security benefits. These benefits are inflation adjusted. So by delaying these benefits, by having them be larger in the future, we also get the benefit of that inflation adjustment on those larger benefits. And then the last way, if you're lucky enough to have it, a defined benefit pension with inflation adjustment is an amazing way to reduce inflation rate risk in retirement. Now, the third risk in retirement is longevity risk. Longevity risk is the risk of having a long and healthy life. We all want to have a long and healthy life, but in retirement, this can create a risk of running out of money in the future. So to reduce that risk, we want to look at a couple different things. One is we want to make sure we have a sustainable withdrawal rate. We want to make sure we're not drawing too much from the portfolio. We want to make sure our spending is not too high in retirement. The other thing we want to look at is potentially delaying CPP and OAS benefits. By delaying these benefits, they're larger in the future, and these benefits last for the rest of our lives. So they help protect against longevity risk. Now, the other way to protect against longevity risk is to purchase an annuity. An annuity will last for the rest of your life, and it can help reduce longevity risk in retirement. And of course, if you're lucky enough to have it, a defined benefit pension, even if there's no inflation adjustment, is still a great way to reduce longevity risk in retirement. Now, the fourth risk in retirement is spending risk. Spending even just a little bit more than planned can quickly deplete an investment portfolio. What we want to do is we want to make sure we have a sustainable, safe level of retirement spending that can last for the rest of retirement. Now, there's a couple reasons why we might spend more than planned. One, it could be that there wasn't a retirement budget to begin with. It could be that that budget was missing certain categories or expenses. It also could be that we weren't planning for infrequent expenses like home repairs, or vehicle upgrades. Or it could just be that we weren't checking in on that budget regularly. So some of the ways that we can reduce spending risk in retirement is we can create a solid retirement budget to begin with. We can make sure that that's a safe level of spending in retirement. We can also make sure that we check in on that budget regularly, and we make adjustments if we find that we're drawing too much from the portfolio in retirement. Now, the fifth risk in retirement is a health risk. Having a large unexpected healthcare emergency in retirement can quickly derail a retirement plan. So there are a couple different things that we want to look at to reduce health risk in retirement. And one is to have a fully funded emergency fund. The second one is to think about catastrophic healthcare coverage. This type of coverage is fairly inexpensive, $20 to $30 a month. It has a high deductible, but it helps cover you for very large healthcare emergencies. Now, the third way is to have a fully funded TFSA. TFSA withdrawals, they don't impact your marginal tax rate, so you can make larger withdrawals without having a big impact on your taxes. And then the last way is to just have a little bit of spending flexibility within the plan to absorb these types of healthcare emergencies. Now, the last risk in retirement is survivor risk. This risk is unique to couples. So couples have the risk if one person passes away unexpectedly, there's a decrease in benefits in the future. So CPP benefits, old age security benefits, pension benefits can all be disrupted in a survivor situation. So it's important to understand the impact in a survivor situation, the impact on these benefits, especially when these benefits make up a large portion of retirement income. For those with an investment portfolio, a large investment portfolio, this type of risk might be a little bit smaller, but it's very important to understand what happens in a survivor situation if some of these benefits are reduced. Now, my name is Owen. I'm an advice-only financial planner, a CFP, and I'm the founder of PlanEasy.ca, and we're coming out with a new video every week, so please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the little bell notification icon as well. Thank you for watching.